Hello again and welcome to the second lecture of CSS. We are now talking about syntax, and let me just give you a word of caution here before I begin. Even though I'll be writing down lines of code right now, but I would still be covering the logic behind that code in the later videos. Okay, so right now just want you to relax and try to appreciate the difference between a plain HTML page, okay, an HTML page with plain vanilla, plain plain words, plain text and plain font, as compared to something like this. Now this is HTML page, but it says this is a basic web page, but it is a little bit more embellished, it is more enhanced, and it is much better and appealing than this page. Okay, let me show you how you can create lines of code and render a page that looks like this and render a page that looks like this, and then be the judge, decide which one is more appealing to the eye. Okay, so let's get started to the writing the code. I'm going to open up my notepad file and I've saved it as plain HTML. Okay, now let's begin with the doc type. You remember the last course we spoke about doc type, the reason why we have doc type. You're telling your browser that I am now beginning reading HTML code. Okay, open up the HTML tag, open up the head tag, okay, and within the head tag add the title tag and write example. Okay, this thing goes right here. Can you read this? Example. Perfect. All right, you have it. Now close the title tag. All set. Now let's close the head tag now. This is all head section. Okay, let's go to the body tag. We're creating a simple HTML page. Okay, no embellishment, simple page, and with the main section of the page we're going to say h1. Okay, and we're going to say HTML page, just like this guy here. This is what we're creating right now. HTML page, and h1 tag is closed. All right, great. Then we have the p tag, the paragraph tag. This is a basic web page. All right, so folks, what am I trying to do here? I am trying to enable you to appreciate the difference between a plain HTML document and an enhanced HTML document through style. Again, I'm revising. HTML is like the structure of a page, but CSS is a style sheet programming language which will actually embellish or change the way your web page is represented. Okay, and then I'm going to close the main tag. Remember, we always close tags. You don't close a tag, your program won't work. Okay, another thing that people tend to make mistakes is about choosing what kind of backslash you have. Sometimes we choose this slash. This is wrong. Okay, try to understand the difference between the two and its impact on the program. HTML, close the HTML tag. All right, let's just save it. Save it as, I have saved this already. Okay, and I am going to try to run this page, plain HTML. I've saved it as .html file as well. I'm going to try to open it, and it's going to load up and it's going to look something like this. HTML page. This is a basic web page. All right, so this is something that you've done already in the past course with me in HTML1. Now let's do something that you have not done before. Okay, open up a notepad file, Okay, I've opened up the notepad file and I have saved it as my first css.html. Okay, now let's type away. Again, I'm telling you, even though I am going to be using what do we call the CSS style sheet, but I'm not going to be using any other style to type except for HTML. We are still learning the HTML language, except that we have moved on to the advanced topic and we are working on how to improve the presentation of the page. So keep typing what I'm typing right now. Again, you have to tell what I was trying to say right now was you will again declare the document type as HTML. Let the browser know you're about to read HTML. Okay, and one thing I would like to add here is CSS is not just used in conjunction with the HTML. It is used with XML and many other scripting languages where you want to beautify the way the interface is displayed. CSS is used there. Okay, think about CSS as a makeup kit. All right, so we have the head tag that's open, and within the head tag again I'm going to write title. Okay, and just write example. Awesome. And then I'm going to close the title tag. Right, I'm going to be very careful about my syntax here, because any kind of syntax error I have to fix it myself. I don't have any kind of editor here. I'm doing this the hard way. All right, and the hard way is the best way. All right, let's open up the main and open the curly bracket. Now the fun begins. CSS uses curly bracket all the time, and CSS code is mostly entered in the head section. Okay, remember the head tag is still open, so we are writing this in the head section. Number one. Number two, in order to make your code more readable, I want you to hit enter and hit tab. Well, now what that does for you is it helps you embed your code or nest your code so that it's more readable. Okay, just type away, relax. I will explain. Remember, I am not explaining why I'm doing something. I am just telling you what I'm doing and how it impacts the plain HTML page. All right, let me open this guy here in the background. Okay, you're on your way to create something like this. Okay, let me have this open here. No worries. Yeah. Okay, so let's add the width, double colon, 200 pixels. Can you guess what I am trying to define here? You have both screens open here. You have the internet browser open here, and you have the notepad open here. Try to read the code and try to understand what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you in the end what I'm doing. Okay, I want you to type and try to make out what are you changing on the page. You define the width, height, padding, 10 pixels. Okay, semicolon. Okay, and you're going to write background, double colon, beige. You must have guessed it by now. What is beige in this page? Okay, I just hit tab. Let me enter. Okay, tab is not too okay. This is better. Just want to align my curly brackets below each other. Yes, it looks better now. So you must have guessed, students. This is the width. This is the height. This is the padding, and this is the background color beige. That's what you're doing right now. Okay, and you have to define the h1. Okay, hit tab and open the curly bracket, hit enter, hit tab again. I'm going to enter the space bar so that I have embedded the code further. Font family, double colon, fantasy, comma, cursive, comma, serif. Okay, sorry, semicolon. Again, hit enter, hit tab. I'm going to hit enter. spacebar to bring the cursor right beneath the F of the font family. Type color, double colon, olive drab. Okay, if there is anything that looks like close to olive color, it's the HTML page header, and that's what's being defined here. Okay, try to understand what's going on. So this is going to be more interesting for you. Okay, remember, this is a high level language, which means that it is very close to human language. Border, bottom, 1 pixel. All clear? Dotted, dark green. All right, can you see a dotted dark green border here, underline here? That's what we are defining. That's the border under the H1 is 1 pixel wide, and it is dotted dark green in color. All right, that's cool. Semicolon, and then hit enter and tab, and then close the curly bracket. Perfect. The last element that you need to define in CSS is the paragraph. Okay, hit enter and type P. Okay, and go ahead, and if you don't want to hit enter, you can hit enter. Okay, yes, just make things very clear, you know. And open the curly bracket. Again, this is all CSS going on here. Within curly brackets, it's always CSS. Give font family, double colon, sans serif, semicolon. Okay, oh, I made a typo here. All right, perfect. Tab, and I'm going to write color, orange. Hit enter, hit tab, and close the curly bracket. Okay, so you have defined the elements of the paragraph would look like. What's the font family? What's the color? Here, what's the font family? What's the color? And additional property here, you want a bottom border with 1 pixel width, and which should be dotted, and it should be dark green in color. All right, and you also define a box in the main section. All right, I'm all set, and now this is the tag that begins your CSS code, and this is the tag that closes it. All right, and then I'm going to close the head tag. Okay, I'm going to close the body tag. Okay, and then last but not least, I have to open up the main tag. Okay, oh my god, no, I need to open up the body tag here. All right, finish. This section style is within the head section, and this is defined within the head section. Is that clear? Okay, now within the body, you're going to write the HTML code. This HTML code is going to call your CSS. Okay, let's write body here. Open the body tag. Awesome. Okay, now you're getting the hang of it, hopefully. Open the main tag and open the H1 tag and simply type HTML page. Okay, close the H1 tag. All right, now you need to understand that the moment you type H1, it means you are calling H1 right here. Okay, within the style, you're calling H1, and whatever properties you have defined here will be applied to HTML page. Basically, this is how it works. I need you to calm down, do not panic. This is the first time I'm trying to explain the correlation between HTML and CSS. We have a whole module, a whole course ahead of us. I'm going to do this again and again till you get it. Okay, and if you have any questions, please send me a message below. write a comment, ask me a question, send me an email, zubia@qualityforlife.ae, and I will be very happy to answer your questions. All right, and then I want you to open the paragraph tag and write, this is a basic web page, period, and close the paragraph tag. Okay, and close the main tag and close the body tag and also close the HTML tag. We're done with the programming. We're done with this page. I'm going to go ahead and save this page. Okay, my first CSS. Congratulations. Let's see if you can run it. Let's save it. And I'm going to try to run this file here. Oh, I wanted to run the CSS file. Yes. Save it as CSS. There you go. This is, can you see this? It's HTML page. This is a basic web page, and that's exactly what you've accomplished here. Okay. Again, let me tell you something. You will declare the document type as HTML, but usually within the head section of your HTML code, your program, you will embed a style tag. As soon as the browser reads style, it understands that this is CSS styling going on here. You close the style tag, close the head tag. Within the body tag is where you define your HTML. Now this works as a referencing system. Wherever in the document you write H1, it will be implemented like this. Wherever in the document you write P paragraph tag, it will be orange in color, unless and until you explicitly say within the body, the color is equal to, for example, red. The code within the body is going to override the code in the style section. Okay, that's the basic logic. That's the basic rule here. Okay, now talking about rules, I have a handful of rules, CSS rules, that I want to share with you regarding the syntax, and I'm going to cover that in the next module. Okay, so in this module, in this video, all I'm trying to explain is the difference between HTML and CSS, how they're related to each other, and what kind of impact they have on the web page. Okay, and as we continue further into this course, I want you to be able to read the code. It's all in simple plain English, and try to understand how is it rendered in the web page. Okay, and with this I think I'm all set. One last word here is, if you look at this page and you look at this page, you can understand that this page here looks like something that's very primitive, very old-fashioned, and it doesn't appeal the eye much. And with so many web pages with so many colors and dramatic effects, this page wouldn't stand a chance for being read. Okay, you need more visual effects, you need more colors, you need more layout and some kind of styling going on. So if you look at this page, this looks a little bit better. It looks as if something advanced is going on here. So CSS came later to HTML in response to the need for better looking pages and better programming practices. You need to understand why you're learning CSS. Imagine in a web page, you have so many P tags, so many H1 tags, so many H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. We did headings 1 to 6. So many tables you may have. Imagine if you wouldn't be using CSS, you would have to go within each tag and then define the property for that tag again and again, over and over again. Color is equal to this, color is equal to this, border is equal to this, and double colon. That's what I mean. You have to define it again and again, over and over again, and that's a very bad programming practice. Repeating the same code for different elements is a bad programming practice, because it creates a room for error. And the more longer the code is, the harder it is to debug. You will have more bugs coming here and there, and very soon you're going to get very fed up. Okay, which is why with the development of object oriented programming, I covered that in the last course, if you remember, object oriented programming, that helped people create shorter HTML code pages, because you have defined the style here, you just need to call it within the body. Basically, that's what CSS is all about. You define it once in the page and you use it again and again. It's called reusing, the reusability of the code. Okay, and this is a standard way of writing. If you're working with a colleague, you can explain easily what is going on, how you can change it. So a change here will change the whole page. For example, if I change from orange to red, it's going to affect dramatically. Okay, let me try to run this page again. Okay, I need to save it again. File, save as, my first CSS, save, and I would also want to save it as okay, it's worth taking all of this pain. Believe me, sometimes the browser wouldn't read the code the way I'm supposed to read, so you have to explicitly save it again, and that sometimes helps. Let's see, there you go. Okay, all right, not only the color changed, but the font also changed. The HTML page, this is a basic page. Let me see what happened here. Yes, all right, the dotted line is still there, and the HTML heading is still olive drab in color, and there's a different shade of beige going on here. Seems like, you know, there's an intelligent color combination going on here. For example, if the color is brighter in color, the background immediately becomes, you know, lighter, so that the red color shows. But if you look at this guy here, where is it, the other example, any other page? Yes, this is, I think, a darker shade of beige. I think that's what I feel. But and what happened here was, let me show you what happened, why the font changed here. Okay, oopsie, oh my god, fantastic, fantasy. It was not able to read fantast. It read the other one, fantasy. There was a typo here. Okay, let me save this file, and then I'm going to run it again. Let's see what happens. You know, it's so much fun to write code and then try to run it. It's awesome. I love the feeling. And even if I come across any kind of error, I know I can fix it. You just have to follow the code properly. My first CSS, okay, .html. All right, and I'm going to try to run it. Yes, good idea. There you go. Okay, that was the problem. Yes, the browser was not able to read fantast. Okay, tried to read cursive, was not able to render cursive, just did a serif for me. So students, if it's a great idea to provide more than 1 or 2 font faces to the browser, because not all browsers, for example, you have Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, any kind of thing, anything that you have, sometimes, you know, some browsers are not able to read some kind of type font, and if they're not able to read any, they're going to display the default, and default might not be very appealing. So good programming practice number 2, okay, number 1 was to write shorter code, edit your code, okay. Number 2, provide, you know, alternative typefaces to your browser, so that if it's not able to read one, it's able to read the second one. But of course, you have to test out them before you publish the page as a final output. All right, I'm done with this section here. I am done with the basics of CSS syntax. Up next is more on CSS syntax, and then after that I'm going to show you how to implement CSS code in your page, in your code notepad page. Okay, in this example you learned how to embed or implement the code CSS within the head tag. There are other ways as well. Okay, we're going to find that in the upcoming videos. Till then, take care. Bye bye.